Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from SABA satellite channel from Marib. Here are tonight's top stories.
Government leadership enhances partnership with the European Union to advance recovery and stability.
Yemen and US discuss strengthening bilateral relations and stability efforts.
Bahrain arrests Hezbollah-linked terrorists. Arab Parliament reaffirms support for Bahrain security.
Welcome back and to the details. In a significant move to reinforce international partnerships, member of the Presidential Leadership Council, Mahmoud al-Subayhi, met with the European Union Ambassador to Yemen, Patrick Simonet, in Aden. During the meeting, al-Subayhi briefed Ambassador Simonet on the ongoing efforts of the Presidential Leadership Council and the government to establish security and stability in the country, while continuing reforms. This includes unifying military and security decision-making, supporting institutional developments, and improving the efficiency of government sectors. Al-Subayhi highlighted the crucial role of international partners like the European Union in alleviating the hardships of the Yemeni people and facilitating gradual recovery. Al-Subayhi also discussed the threats posed by the Houthi militias backed by Iran and warned that their destabilizing actions not only threaten Yemen and the region, but also pose a risk to global security by targeting vital international shipping routes in the Red Sea and Bab el-Mandeb. Ambassador Simonet reaffirmed the EU's strong support for Yemen's recovery efforts. He pledged continued assistance from the European Union in helping to achieve peace, stability and sustainable development in Yemen. The meeting is seen as a reinforcement of the EU-Yemen partnership, crucial for Yemen's long-term recovery.
In another key meeting, member of the Presidential Leadership Council, Abdulrahman al-Muharrami, discussed with U.S. Ambassador to Yemen, Stephen Fagan, recent developments in Yemen and ways to enhance bilateral relations between the two countries. The meeting focused on ongoing efforts to support stability in Yemen, enhance coordination with regional and international partners, and empower the Yemeni government to fulfill its duties. Both sides emphasized the importance of uniting efforts to confront major challenges, including the threat posed by the Houthi militia and to strengthen joint counter-terrorism efforts. The discussion also covered initiatives to improve the economic and service sectors, alleviate citizens' hardships, and promote dialogue between southern political factions. Al-Muharrami stressed the significance of fostering bilateral relations with the United States and exploring initiatives that contribute to Yemen's long-term stability. For his part, Ambassador Fagan reaffirmed the United States' continued support for the Presidential Leadership Council and the Yemeni government.
Also in Aden, Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Shaya Zindani met with EU Ambassador to Yemen Patrick Simonet and his accompanying delegation. The meeting focused on strengthening existing cooperation and exploring ways to enhance the EU's support for Yemen's current priorities. During the meeting, Prime Minister Zindani expressed appreciation for the European Union's ongoing support for Yemen, emphasizing the importance of directing this assistance towards priority sectors to enable the government to effectively implement its reform agenda and improve essential services for citizens. The Prime Minister also outlined key aspects of the government's program, highlighting the progress made in economic and administrative reforms. He further discussed efforts to improve institutional efficiency and solidify stability within the country. For his part, Ambassador Simonet reaffirmed the EU's commitment to continue supporting Yemen's government, enhancing the partnership between the EU and Yemen across various sectors, and contributing to the country's recovery efforts and sustainable development.
In another bid to strengthen Yemen's economic recovery and development, Minister of Planning and International Cooperation, Dr. Afrah Al-Zuba, met with Ambassador Patrick Simonet. During their discussion, the minister emphasized the government's commitment to enhancing coordination with international partners, especially the EU, to achieve economic stability and improve essential services for citizens. Dr. Al-Zuba outlined the government's main priorities under its general program, including posting economic stability, implementing institutional reforms, enhancing services, and fostering public-private partnerships. She also acknowledged the significant challenges Yemen faces amid the ongoing economic and humanitarian crisis, and called for further support for the EU and implementing priority reform programs and developmental projects. Ambassador Simon reiterated the EU's commitment to supporting Yemen with a focus on economic reforms, service implements, and stability. He expressed the EU's readiness to expand coordination with line in Yemen's priorities, further solidifying the partnership.
In a continued effort to strengthen Yemen's economic recovery, Minister of Finance Marwan bin Ghanem met with the World Bank Vice President for the Middle East and North Africa, Uthman Diani, in Aden today. The meeting focused on addressing the country's pressing financial challenges and the World Bank's role in supporting Yemen's ongoing reforms. Both parties discussed ongoing projects in financial management systems, enhancing public sector efficiency, and modernizing customs systems. Additionally, the meeting addressed the technical assistance and capacity building needs of the Ministry of Finance and its associated institutions. Minister bin Ghanem highlighted the need for sustained support to overcome the economic pressures, stressing that the government's ongoing reforms are central to Yemen's recovery. The World Bank, in turn, reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Yemen's efforts to navigate the current challenges, with a focus on promoting economic stability, improving service delivery, and raising living standards for the Yemeni people.
And amid international partnership efforts, Minister of Electricity and Energy Adnan Al-Qaf met with the World Bank's Vice President of the Middle East and North Africa to discuss enhancing cooperation under the new country partnership framework for the period 2026-2030. Minister Al-Qaf highlighted that future support will be aligned with the priorities identified by the Ministry of Electricity and its partner institutions, ensuring the most effective use of available resources. The World Bank delegation praised the ministry's efforts in challenging circumstances and reaffirmed their commitment to further cooperation in improving Yemen's electricity services. Both sides stressed the importance of training and empowering local talent in energy sector and strengthen the public-private partnership to ensure sustainable growth and efficiency.
In another meeting, Minister Adnan Al-Qaf met with the European Union's Ambassador Patrick Simonet to discuss strengthening bilateral relations between Yemen and the European Union, particularly in the energy sector. The discussions focused on addressing the growing electricity supply issues as the summer season approaches and exploring ways to enhance the electricity grid's efficiency. Minister Al-Qaf highlighted the increase in power outages and the government's efforts to address these challenges with available resources. He urged the European Union and friendly nations to support Yemen's electricity sector, which is crucial for both public services and investment. The minister also pointed out the significant challenges the country faces, which directly impact citizens' daily lives. For his part, Ambassador Simonet reiterated the European Union's strong commitment to supporting Yemen in various sectors, especially electricity and energy, reaffirming the EU's dedication to enhancing cooperation and partnership with Yemen.
In a series of significant meetings in Aden, Minister of Water and Environment Tawfiq Al-Sharjabi engaged in detailed discussions with key international partners to strengthen collaborative efforts to address Yemen's pressing water, environmental and food security challenges. The minister met with Adam Feynman, the FAO's resident representative in Yemen, to assess ongoing projects such as biodiversity conservation in Yemen's natural reservoirs, including Socotra, Hauf and Damar. Minister Al-Sharjabi highlighted the importance of expanding the existing partnership between Yemen and FAO, aiming to increase the scope of work, particularly in sustainable agriculture, water management, and improving the country's resilience against climate change. The discussions also stressed this crucial role of strengthening institutional capabilities, helping communities adapt to environmental changes, and improving Yemen's overall food security.
In a parallel meeting, Minister Sharjabi met with Mohammed Rafiq, the UNHCR's office manager in Yemen, to discuss ongoing efforts to address the challenges of refugees and internally displaced persons. Both parties reviewed the current strategies for managing displacement, with a focus on shifting from emergency response to long-term sustainable development projects. Minister Al-Sharjabi emphasized the importance of improving the capacity of host communities to cope with the influx of displaced people, while simultaneously improving access to essential services such as water, sanitation and healthcare. Both meetings highlighted the collaborative commitment to addressing the country's humanitarian and environmental challenges while working towards a more stable and sustainable future for Yemen.
In another significant meeting, the governor of Central Bank of Yemen, Ahmed Ghalib, met with the European Union Ambassador Patrick Simonet and his accompanying delegation to discuss the latest economic and financial developments. The discussions covered the impact of current regional events on global economies, particularly countries facing challenging conditions. The meeting also explored potential measures that could be taken by countries to mitigate the negative effects of these events on their economies. Governor Ghalib emphasized the importance of the ongoing partnership between Yemen and the European Union, appreciating the technical support the central bank receives from the EU, which plays a crucial role in Yemen's financial stability. In turn, Ambassador Simonet reaffirmed the EU's continued support for Yemen and its central bank, highlighting the bank's role in maintaining stability and enhancing the Yemeni financial sector's capacity to cope with the unfavorable developments.
And from development news to the government response to regional military escalations, as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates strongly condemned the repeated Iranian criminal attacks on vital facilities and civilian targets in the region, with the latest being a drone attack in Al Khobar, Saudi Arabia, which resulted in injuries and damage to civilian property. The Yemeni government emphasized that these attacks are a dangerous escalation and a blatant, systematic aggression sponsored by the Iranian regime, violating the sovereignty of nations and international law, and endangering civilian lives and regional security. Yemen expressed its full solidarity with Saudi Arabia, stressing that the security of the kingdoms is inseparable from the security of Yemen and the entire region. Yemen also warned that continued Iranian aggression would only escalate the conflict and threaten international security, including global trade routes and energy corridors. The ministry called on the international community, especially the United Nations Security Council, to take decisive action to hold Iran accountable and stop its destabilizing activities in the region.
Bahrain's Ministry of Interior announced the arrest of 3 individuals involved in an attempt terrorist plot linked to Hezbollah, the Lebanese terrorist organization. The suspects were coordinating with external terrorist elements to undermine the nation's sovereignty and spread fear among citizens and residents during their travels to Lebanon. The suspects received weapons, training, and engaged in legal activities under the guise of charitable work, including raising funds for Hezbollah's operations. The ministry confirmed that the arrested individuals were preparing to carry out acts of terrorism in Bahrain following the instructions from Hezbollah's leadership. Legal action have been taken and the case has been reaffirmed to the public prosecution. In response, the Arab Parliament strongly condemned the terrorist plot and reiterated its unwavering support for Bahrain's sovereignty, security, and efforts to protect its citizens. The Parliament called for greater joint Arab efforts to combat terrorism and ensure regional stability. With this, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. Thank you for watching and have a good time.
Have a good time.